Welcome to Stuff Not Taught in School, a series of videos about stuff not taught in school. Many of the topics are sensitive, but all are important. Therefore, all ages are encouraged to view. Today, I want to speak about sources of advice. The world is full of idiots, and filming this video in 17-degree weather pales in comparison to the idiocy of some doctors, religious leaders, parents, teachers, elected officials, therapists, and other professionals. I used to think that essentially all authors were indisputable. Then I was published and I realized the criterion for writing is simply writing. So too, you and your friends may satisfy more criteria than many professionals.
You don't need surgery. You can fix things like cancer, diabetes, hypertension, obesity, cardiovascular issues, and high cholesterol simply by changing your diet.
That's not what my doctor said.
My friend who had several symptoms went to several doctors, and none of them suggested that her gut flora might be causing the symptoms. One doctor even said that there was no connection between gut flora and psoriasis, which is simply not true. Doctors who don't keep up with new medical knowledge can literally kill people. Remember what we call the person who graduates last rank in your medical school class? Doctor. You can effectively diagnose and find treatments for your conditions by perusing the internet for legitimate information or asking knowledgeable friends who care about you.
The Torah says not to have sex with another male, but it doesn't say you can't be attracted to other males.
That's not what my religious leader said.
So too, just because religious leaders pass some sort of ordination does not mean that they have a better understanding of historical or legal text than someone without ordination who has studied these texts or related ideas in more depth.
You matter.
That's not what my parents said.
Many people who I know, and I know lots of people, should not become parents or should not have become parents, and now their children are bearing the consequences.
Science can be enjoyable if students share how they want to learn it.
That's not what my teacher said.
Some teachers should not be allowed near students. My father told me about a teacher who used to throw students on the floor and then step on them. The verbal abuse that students are receiving nowadays from some teachers is similar. Other teachers just simply can't teach the class at all. I've heard multiple stories of students deciding to instruct the whole class when the teacher wasn't being effective. So too, you can read legitimate information, digital or text, to inform yourself better than a teacher might.
Israel won the land on the west of the Jordan River through legitimate defensive wars, more legitimate than the wars used to win your country's land.
That's not what my elected officials said.
Elected officials are simply people who are elected into office regardless of their credentials. A nation of idiots can easily elect an idiot into office.
Your sadness may very likely be caused by inadequate or inappropriate gut bacteria. 80% of your body's serotonin is produced by gut bacteria. Furthermore, introduction of different varieties of bacteria reduced anxiety better than an antidepressant. A fecal transplant may introduce all sorts of bacteria that can cure your sadness.
That's not what my therapist said. My therapist said that the only treatment for my depression was to keep coming back for more appointments.
Therapists can be straight up crooks. Therapists should teach patients how to treat themselves, but there's more money in encouraging the patients to keep coming back for further subsequent treatments. Therapists, social workers, psychiatrists, etc. are supposed to be able to determine why someone is not feeling well and provide a course of treatment. But being licensed in these fields does not make someone more adept at helping you than you or a good friend. You and your good friends know your history and how you react better than someone who hardly knows you and assumes you react as the textbook states you will.
Are you a professional?
The presence of a title does not make logic any more logical.
You and your friends are unique. You and they can be trusted even without a license or being called a professional. I'm not saying that all people, every one of these professions are inept. I'm saying that you and your friends can just as easily achieve the same qualifications as these people, or not achieve the qualifications, but be well informed and still be better able to help you and your friends.